Good morning. This is Shelby Law with the Great Basin Fire Potential Briefing for Wednesday, October 16th, 2024. Fire potential impacts for the next few days are shown here. We continue to be on track for a major change in our weather pattern starting today. So for today, we do expect to see the first round of showers coming into western Idaho and northwest Nevada, but gusty winds out ahead of that front for much of Utah into eastern Nevada and western Wyoming. Some showers over the higher elevations of northern Utah today, and then wind in eastern Utah. Tomorrow, another colder punch of air moves through most of the Great Basin for high elevation snow and showers across much of northern Nevada and northern Utah, with just some dry, breezy winds continuing over southeast Utah. And then on Friday, we'll see some clearing across the north and west, but showers remaining in place over Utah and up into western Wyoming with high elevation snow. So major changes and a really rapid decrease in fire activity expected. Precipitation and lightning for yesterday is shown here. Really didn't have too much going on, just some isolated storms over far southeast Utah. Initial attack activity was fairly light with 7 fires for 118 acres, but large fire growth was still significant at just under 14,000 acres yesterday. ERCs remain elevated across much of the area. We have seen the values coming down just a bit over Utah with some of the cloud cover and storminess we've seen there the last couple of days. However, this map will be changing significantly in the coming days, and we should see a lot more green on the map. Closer look at some of our areas. Pretty much all of our zones are going to be peaking today before taking a rapid downturn starting tomorrow. This morning's satellite imagery is showing the ridge of high pressure being pushed off to the east as we see the low pressure system moving into the Pacific Northwest, bringing cloud cover, showers, and much cooler temperatures. But winds out ahead of this low will be impacting the area today. We're expecting to still see some smoke concerns today as the wind picks up ahead of the incoming cold front. Still southwest winds across the area pushing the smoke to the north and east. We may see a little bit of smoke coming in from South Ops into Nevada tomorrow. Again, for this afternoon, that first cold front is expected to move into western Idaho and northern and western Nevada, bringing much cooler temperatures and showers behind the front. We do have high risk issued for winds ahead of the front over western Nevada, eastern Nevada, portions of western Utah, up into eastern Idaho, and western Wyoming today. Closer look at those winds show some pretty gusty conditions expected out there with gusts in the 35 to 40 miles per hour across much of the area. We can see there are some prefrontal winds here through the southern half of Nevada, Utah, up into eastern Idaho and western Wyoming, and then winds will be gusty behind the front over Idaho and northern and western Nevada. Minimum relative humidities increase quite rapidly over western Idaho and northwest Nevada, with some drier values over the rest of Nevada, western Utah, and into eastern Idaho, where we do have those high risk issued. Precipitation for the day is shown here on the left. This is the precipitation that's expected throughout the day and into the evening hours today. These lighter greens here, we're looking at 1/10 to 2/10 of an inch of rain with some possibly some high elevation snow today in Idaho, and then some showers popping up later this afternoon and evening over the northern Utah mountains as well. Maximum temperatures are dropping behind the front into the 50s and 60s, but still very warm out ahead of the front with highs in the 70s to 80s. On Thursday, another front continues to move through the Great Basin for a more significant drop in temperatures and more widespread showers, valley showers, mountain snow across the area. We do green out quite a few of our zones across the north, but we do still have some gusty, dry winds out ahead of that front in far southeast Utah. We have high risk triggers issued there. Tomorrow is going to be a very windy day, whether you're in front of ahead of the front in portions of Utah and far southern Nevada, or behind the front for much of the northern 3/4 of the geographic area. It's still very breezy everywhere. Minimum relative humidities come up area-wide tomorrow for all but far southern Nevada and southeast Utah. A very significant day for precipitation is on tap for Thursday, with precipitation widespread across the area. Some very heavy precip band into northern and central Utah, with some pretty good totals, 1/2 inch to 1 inch of precipitation expected there. In some of these pinks, again, 3/4 of an inch over western Wyoming. So pretty significant day on Thursday, and temperatures dropping significantly as well, with highs in the 40s to 50s across the north, and highs in the 60s across the south. On Friday, the low drops into Utah for another very active day for showers, rain, valley rain, and mountain snow in Utah, and cool temperatures area wide. Still very gusty, very strong winds, very windy on Friday. Behind the front, mostly straight northerly winds across much of the geographic area. Minimum relative humidities start to come down a bit across western and southern Nevada, and even across the north, but still remain very high in Utah where that low pressure is centered, and we'll see another day of showers there. Precipitation expected for Friday again is going to be centered over Utah and up into western Wyoming with some drying further west. Maximum temperatures quite cool again on Friday with highs mostly in the 40s and 50s across the geographic area. And of course, we'll have high elevation snow expected in Utah on Friday and overnight freezing temperatures. 3-day precip totals are shown here. Again, Utah's the big winner with this system as the low pressure system spins over Utah for a couple extra days, but still a good precip event for Idaho and northern Nevada. The low remains in place over Utah on Saturday for continued showery activity there. Overall, large fire danger has significantly dropped by Saturday. On Sunday, that low moves off to the east, and another front starts to move in from the Pacific Northwest. We could see some showers returning to Idaho on Sunday into Monday. And then some dryness returns to the geographic area by the early to mid part of next week. 7-day precip totals are shown here. Again, most of this precip coming to Utah starting Thursday through Saturday, and then up north precip today, tomorrow, and then returning Sunday into Monday. Extended forecast for October 23rd through the 29th puts us generally near normal across the north, maybe a little bit warmer than normal in Utah. And then we are seeing this chance for above normal precipitation for most of the geographic area. That concludes today's fire potential briefing. Please check back tomorrow for the latest updates.